Welcome. It's your friend Patrick here from Have Cheetah Will View. Looks like I am rolling a little solo today. As being the cheetah, we did go down and we watched the movie. We watched the movie. Yes, we did. A little shout out from my friends Sean and Jay. Uh, Hopefully, you both are doing well. Just letting you know we're thinking about you. And but the cheetah, he went his own way when I told him I was going to do this review. So that might be telling you a little bit about the movie we're watching, whether it's we should be watching, you should be watching it or not. But the movie that we did watch and we're going to be talking about is The Craft Legacy, put out by Blumhouse Films. This came out last year during the pandemic. Um, had a budget of $18 million. It made a little over $2 million back. Though no fault of its own, I think in the perfect world, it would have done moderately well. The movie itself, well, we start off by meeting three young girls, three teenage girls. Um, Frankie, played by Gideon Adium. Um, Tabby, played by Lovey Simone. And Lourdes, played by Zoe Luna. They're practicing witches, but they can't make their magic work really all that well because they're missing a fourth, and they're coven. Then we meet. That's our cue for meeting Lily and her mother Helen. Lily's played by Callie Spaney. She played in the Pacific Rim sequel. And her mother was Helen, played by Michelle Monaghan, who's on Blindsided. And they drive over to meet Adam, played by David Duchovny, and his three sons. Helen and Adam have met, and they've fallen in love, and so Helen uprooted their lives and came to live with Adam, who is a successful motivational speaker. He's very well off. We meet Lily meets his three sons. It's a little bit awkward, but they seem to be Adam and Helen seem to hit it off, so that's good. Um, Helen and Lily have a little chat before school starts, and Helen encourages her to make friends, and she says she's going to try. The first day in school, Lily she has a small accident reminiscent of a scene in Carrie, and while she is mocked for it, the three girls, Frankie, Tabby, and Lourdes, see her and they have compassion and they go and help her out um, in the girls' bathroom. They also discover later on, after Lily deals with a bully, that she has powers, and uh, they decide that they're going to invite her to join them. So they help break her out of detention and where she is serving because she dealt with her bully. The bully and her are both in the detention. Well, the girls go ahead and they break break Lily out of detention, and then they go on a little montage about magic and they do all this crazy spells and everything else, and then they decided to throw a spell on Lily's tormentor, which is a jock named Timmy, played by Nicholas Guillotine. He's an English actor. Uh, so they toss a spell on him, and he becomes very, very, well, he becomes rather human, actually. So the middle of the movie, it goes to the middle of the movie where um, Lily and Timmy start to develop feelings for each other, and and that leads off to where Lily puts on another like a love spell on Timmy, and those two hook up, and for a little light kissing, and then Timmy goes home. Uh, the next day, Timmy's found dead uh, through a suicide, and then the three girls found out that Lily had exercised a little bit more magic than they were comfortable with, and so they abandoned her, and then they bound her and themselves because they basically imposed their will on Timmy without his consent, without him knowing it. So they recognized what they'd done is wrong, and so they stripped themselves of their powers. Then we find out that Lily is adopted, and she is going to be facing a threat from the most unlikely source. Okay, so at the end of it, the four girls reunite, unleash their magic, and take care of business. Okay, so what do we think about the craft? Um, there's some pros and cons about it. Um, I'll go with the pros first. I did like the young cast. I thought the young cast was pretty good actually. Um, this is my first time seeing any of these the four leads: Callie Spaney, Gideon Adon, Lovey Simone, and Zoe Luna. Um, and they did all right. They were fine. Um, I thought Kelly Spiney has that Woodley look about her. Really short, cute hair. Really cute girl. She had that vibe around her. The other girls were all it's multicultural coven, um, with an Asian and a Hispanic and an African American. So the coven is very diversified, and the chemistry among the girls was pretty good. I actually thought the person who actually stole the movie for me was the kid who played Timmy, Nicholas Galatine. Uh, Timmy wasn't a really bad guy. He was just a high school jock with an image. But when they tossed their spell on him, he actually turned out to be a pretty decent human being. And you got the idea that he was always like that because there was no resistance to it. He just became a really nice person, and and it was really interesting to see how he played his character. Um, I thought he really did well. I thought he actually stole the movie for me. As far as our two veteran stars, Michelle Monaghan and David Duchovny, I thought Michelle Monaghan did fine, but David Duchovny did not. He came across as really, really wooden in this movie. Not much emotion, not much to do, uh, and that will take us into the cons of the movie, and that is the story and the direction and the music. All three are subpar. Um, the movie is extremely uneven. The story is just the story is terrible. Um, you get all these girls who are barely, you don't really even know how old they are. We don't know sure if they're seniors, juniors, sophomores, or anything. But all we know is that we're expected to believe that these three girls have this much power as to stop time and to change a personality. Uh, the the COVID itself, the rituals, the witchcraft rituals are all wrong. They're all wrong. Uh, the spells they're casting are way too powerful for what they're doing. Um, yes, kids. Here's a secret. I do believe in witchcraft. I know a tiny bit about it, enough to know that what I saw on TV on the screen there on that TV screen was some bullshit. Um, David Duchovny plays. He's supposed to be this powerful warlock, and he does not know anything. He does not know how to defend himself. He doesn't know how to really how to. He knows how to shapeshift, and that's about it. Oh yeah, spoilers. Um, he did not play a good. He did not play his part well at all. He looked like he was there for the money. No emotion. His character was written all wrong. The movie moved super fast in the first third. It dropped down to 0 in the middle section, and then the third act was just like, what the hell? It's just like someone grabbed a huge grab of mud and threw it against the wall and hoped to see what stuck. The ending was cheesy, not very effective. Through no fault of the young cast, I can't fault any of the cast. They did their jobs the best they could. They're still learning their craft, so I mean, with their acting craft. So maybe not the best acting, but not the worst I've seen either. Of course, there's some CGI effects thrown in the mix, and the big twist at the end is very, very anticlimactic and does nothing for the movie at all. Nothing. Um, what made the first movie, The Craft, so good was the fact that these girls did not understand really what they were messing with. They did not understand exactly the dangers that they were involved with in the first movie. And when the power did come to them, it did corrupt them, as that's how witchcraft works. Um, so the first movie was more spot on with how witchcraft works and the high risk of it. Here, it's like they snapped their fingers and they got a spell book out of a cereal box and they became instant witches. Uh, just not very believable at all, and yeah, just made for a terrible story. Uh, I wish I could sit there and recommend this movie. As far as the movie goes, I cannot. What I can recommend, though, I can recommend keeping an eye on the four lead actresses in the future. I think they all have bright futures, and it'll be interesting to see where their careers go with that. See what their next movies are. Um, so as far as that goes, yes, I like the cast. No, I did not like the movie. I did not like the direction by Zoe Lister Jones. Um, did not like her story. Thought it was poorly written, poorly executed. All right, so that's my take on The Craft Legacy. This DVD comes with a little bit of special features, a couple of featurettes and some extended and deleted scenes, alternate scenes that you could check out. Um, I got my copy for $1 at the library, and that's pretty much what I would recommend anybody else to pay for it. I recommend it for $1, or if you got it on a streaming service, yeah. But would I go out there and buy this brand new? No. Um, and if you haven't seen The Craft, you haven't seen the first movie, The Craft, I definitely recommend that you do. That is a very good movie, especially compared to this. All right, that's it for me and the Cheetah on our take on The Craft Legacy. What did you think? Leave your comment below. Let us know what you thought of our review. And just remember, you are talking to a cheetah, so be careful. But overall, yeah, I'd like to hear what you have to say. And yeah, hit the thumbs up, give us a sub, and hit the notification button. And we will be back soon with another review. And I'll leave some links down below that you can catch up with me and the cheetah on. And we will see you later. Peace.